excited. I think Kelly and Amber have done a really good job of, finding pieces that fit. It makes me excited about the future, obviously, with Steph and her staff coming in here, and my ability to work out with Keith all offseason has been really.
What's going on, World Hoopers? You know the drill by now. Another WNBA game, another jaw-dropping performance from Caitlin Clark, and another head-scratching display of officiating that leaves everyone, from a casual fan to seasoned analysts, scratching their heads in disbelief.
I'm just going to, reflect back and appreciate everything we've been able to accomplish together.
What will you remember from this team?
I think,
But this time, something fundamental shifted. This time, it wasn't just the frustrated fans screaming into the void on social media. This time, the silence was broken by the very people broadcasting the game. ESPN's own Ryan Ruocco and Rebecca Lobo. In what can only be described as a full-blown on-air intervention, Ruocco and Lobo didn't just commentate. They called out the WNBA referees live on national television for their inexplicable failure to call obvious fouls on Caitlin Clark. This wasn't subtle. This was a truth bomb. A 5-alarm fire blaring through your screens.
What would you say drives you, and how would you describe your on-court mentality?
Yeah, I think what drives me is just,
Echoing the sentiments of millions. The message couldn't be louder or clearer. This cannot keep happening. Let's hit rewind and break down the plays that finally pushed these professional announcers to the brink. During the Indiana Fever's recent game against the Dallas Wings, Ruocco and Lobo pulled no punches, dissecting play after painful play where Clark was clearly being abused on the court without a single whistle. They highlighted a sequence where Dallas's J.J. Quinterly was seen blatantly holding Clark's arm, reaching through her body, and even making contact on a swat-down attempt. As the replays rolled, Lobo's voice, usually the epitome of calm analysis, was filled with incredulity. There's a grab. There's a hold. There's another grab. I mean, all of those are fouls, she declared, her voice rising with each uncalled infraction. Every single one of them. This wasn't some subjective, debatable contact. This was clear, unadulterated fouling that, for any other player in the league, would have resulted in an immediate whistle and a trip to the free throw line. But for Caitlin Clark, it's just another Tuesday. It's become so predictable that fans are practically running meme contest title. What will Caitlin survive tonight? As if the WNBA has adopted an invisible rulebook where body slams are totally fine as long as the jersey says Clark. We're watching more WWE than actual basketball these days. And the frustrating part isn't just the missed calls, it's the sheer inconsistency. One night, a player breathes too hard on an opponent, and it's a flagrant foul. The next, someone takes a flying elbow to the ribs, and it's applauded as gritty defense. You'll see a soft reach-in called only for someone to get body-checked into next week with absolutely no reaction from the officials. It's a chaotic mess, an officiating landscape where the rules seem to change with the wind. And somehow, the wind always blows against Caitlin Clark. Let's be clear, this isn't about asking for special treatment for a star. This is about demanding consistency and fairness, the fundamental principles of any sport. Caitlin Clark isn't some bench warmer. She's the #1 pick, the indisputable face of the league, and the reason half these arenas are sold out. Yet she's officiated like an anonymous walk-on who snuck into the lineup. The calls she doesn't get are baffling, creating an environment where defenders feel empowered to literally assault her on the court.
All right, fire away.
Welcome back.
Appreciate it.
You said that you're not patient. How hard have these 5 games been?
Knowing they'll get away with it. It's become a dangerous pattern. We've seen Clark fighting through triple teams, arms flailing, sneakers screeching on the floor, taking hit after hit, while referees stand just a few feet away, seemingly waiting for divine confirmation before using their whistles. The broadcast cuts to close-ups of Clark getting shoved into the scorer's table like a crash test dummy. Everyone sees it. Fans gasp, commentators react, and replays show every brutal moment in slow motion. Still, no whistle. It's almost as if the refs have earbuds in, or they're engaged in some silent protest. Who knows? This isn't just a recent trend. This foul disparity, these blatant blind spots, and the unsettling silence from the league have been ongoing issues. A storyline with more seasons than your favorite drama series. We've been here before with other players in other years, but the script remains eerily similar. Now that it's happening on national television in HD, with top-tier commentary teams sounding the alarm, the WNBA can no longer feign surprise. This is a crisis being broadcast in real time for all the world to see. The league knows exactly what's happening. They have access to every camera angle imaginable. Every play is logged, clipped, and analyzed. This isn't some unsolvable mystery buried under piles of footage. It's blatant. The officials aren't just missing things, they are actively letting things slide. And the solution isn't complicated. Call the game fairly. Train the refs better. Create clear, enforceable standards. If you can mic up coaches and players, you can certainly hold officials accountable. We're not asking for a miracle. We're asking for the basics. It's infuriating because the league is simultaneously pushing for more eyes, more respect, and more relevance, all while allowing this madness to continue. They say they want growth, that they're ready for the spotlight. But how can you invite the world in and then leave your star players unprotected? It's like inviting fans to a movie and refusing to fix the broken projector. The product suffers, and so does the perception. And right now, the perception is that Caitlin Clark has to survive a gauntlet every single night while the refs keep pretending it's all part of the show. The most telling part of this whole debacle is that the announcers are now the ones forced to speak up. When the very people paid to call the game start breaking character and openly questioning the officiating, it's a massive red flag. They're not supposed to say the quiet part out loud, but they're doing it anyway because what else can they do? Caitlin Clark gets bodied mid-play, and the silence from the officials is deafening. You start to wonder, will she get thrown into a folding chair this time? Will someone deck her and still get rewarded with free throws? It's become a joke, and the punchline is always the same. No call. Even other players like Paige Buchers have seemingly hinted at the problem, with reports suggesting she's had to relearn how to play defense while fouling in the WNBA. This indicates a systemic issue where players are being conditioned to believe that aggressive, borderline illegal contact is permissible, especially against certain opponents. This goes against every fundamental principle of defensive basketball and only exacerbates the problem. Nobody is asking for special perks for Caitlin Clark. All fans want is consistency. If one player gets a whistle for a bump, then so should the next. Even if that next player has 3 shoe deals and a billboard in Times Square. You cannot just let people hack Caitlin like it's a wrestling match and pretend it's letting them play. The integrity of the game, and more importantly, the safety of its players, is at stake. The WNBA needs to listen to its broadcasters, to its fans, and most importantly, to its players, before this ongoing officiating nightmare completely derails the league's hard-won momentum. What are your thoughts, World Hoopers? Do Ryan Ruocco and Rebecca Lobo have a point? Are the WNBA refs intentionally ignoring fouls on Caitlin Clark, or is it just sheer incompetence? And what do you think the league needs to do to address this crisis and protect its biggest star? Drop your comments below and let us know. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to World Hoop for more in-depth basketball analysis, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single breaking story. We need your voice to keep this conversation going and demand fairness in the WNBA.